Hey, welcome back to Be the Church Today. Hey, I'd like to share a story of a conversation that I had a few years ago that really opened my eyes to the condition of the American Christian in relation to church growth. You see, there was this elderly gentleman who I would run into once or twice a year, and he would always inquire about my church and if we were growing or not. And I told him we hadn't grown, and then he would offer his advice on what to do. And after several times of this happening, I mentioned to him that real church growth comes when the believers in every local church practice personal evangelism and win the lost on their own and then bring them to church. As I shared my thoughts, he became visually uneasy. I then asked him if he ever witnessed to anyone in his entire life. He became more uneasy. And he said, well, there was once when I said something to someone, but he had no details. Then suddenly, a wave of relief swept over his face. A sparkle returned to his eye. He looked me straight in my eyes and he said with confidence and relief, well, at my church, we don't have to do that. We have enough people. Seriously, let that sink in a second. What this man didn't realize is what he revealed about the average Christian in America. See, like in The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy pulls back the curtain to reveal the truth of the wizard, this statement pulls back the curtain from the average Christian to reveal the truth of the normal that we function in regards to church growth in America. And it's not good. And I'll be honest with you, it breaks the very heart of God. Well, why? Well, see, our normal, as my friend vocalized, basically says, I don't have to witness. It's not my job. I don't need to do it because our church has enough people. He revealed that we just flat out ignore Jesus' plan to build the church and that we have really changed for the worse what the church actually is. And so, but how in the world did we get to this place? And why can't we just see the error of our ways, correct the mistake, and try God's normal for once in our lives? I wish it was that easy, but it's not. You see, as the saying goes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. We are set in our ways, and our normal is what we know, and that's that. And to illustrate the difficulty of changing, I'm going to give you a story from my school that I work in. And so one day I encountered these two senior female students that were getting ready to graduate, and they were sharing with each other their plans. One girl, we'll call A, was telling girl B that she was going to go to college, pursue a nursing career. She laid out her plans in a detailed fashion: go to college, get married, have kids. Then girl B shared her plans. She said, I'm going to get pregnant, I'm going to have a baby, I'm going to get on welfare. I stood there absolutely stunned at her complete honesty and her openness to her plans. She acted like this was a completely normal and honorable plan. You see, this was the normal that this girl was raised in, and it is the normal that she'll function in because it's what she knows. It's her normal, even though many teachers, staff members have encouraged her many times over the years to go to college, go to trade school, do something, better yourself, make an honest living. She chose to stay in her normal. Change was out of the question. Now, just like girl B, who had no intention of changing her normal, the average Christian will not even entertain the thought of personal evangelism to grow their church by sharing their faith with someone on their own. This unhealthy normal is so ingrained within us that even the threat of closing down our churches, we still refuse to witness. We've been so conditioned that it's the pastor's job to grow the church, or all we need is the right program to draw people in. Our unhealthy normal has corrupted what we believe the Bible says. Jesus did not tell us to attract visitors or to get a program to build the church. He called people to follow him and then told them, go ahead and do the same. He called us to be fishers of men, not advertising professionals to come up with the right ad to draw people in. He made his followers the program to go and to get people who didn't even know they needed Jesus. In other words, church member, you are the program. Get a new normal for the sake of your church. Hey, listen, thanks for watching. And next week, I'm going to talk about God's normal and how we can change things and get our churches to grow again. Have an awesome week. Remember, be the church.